How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Merleb. In today's episode, we are talking about League of Legends and my personal top 5 tips on how to be a better player. So there are over 140 different champions in League of Legends, so once you find a couple that you're comfortable with, these 5 tips are definitely for you. Tip number 1. CS and farm. Believe it or not, I see a ton of people making this very simple mistake. Instead of focusing on last hitting minions and racking up that gold, they focus on chasing champions, trying to be aggressive, trying to get kills, or just wasting time chasing champions and losing a ton of gold in their lane. In League of Legends, 1 kill is equal to 15 CS, so you can imagine how quickly you can rack up gold and buy awesome items just by focusing in lane and farming correctly. Tip number 2 is don't die and don't overextend. I see this all the time with newer players and even intermediate players where they will shove their minion wave all the way till they are right underneath the enemy tower. And what this does is it really leaves them in a vulnerable position to be easily ganked by the enemy jungle. When you die, you're going to lose a lot of time, a lot of gold, and not only that, the enemy jungle and your enemy laner are going to have a huge advantage over you, and you are definitely going to feel that when you come back to lane. Tip number 3 is do not chase. I see this all the time. People will get into a 1v1 and they will chase after the enemy because they think if they just keep chasing just that little extra mile, they're going to finally get that kill. But what ends up happening almost always is that you end up chasing someone into the enemy jungle or somewhere where you don't have vision, and guess who's waiting for you? The enemy jungle or one of his friends from another lane, and guess who gets the kill? The enemy does. Tip number 4 is vision and map awareness. When you are laning against an opponent, make sure that you have a ward in the bush. That way you can see if an enemy jungle or a different enemy from another lane is on their way trying to gank you. You can back off and stay safe. That way you're not giving them a huge gold advantage and wasting a lot of time. And for map awareness, please keep an eye on your jungler, because if he is being attacked in his own jungle and you just stay in your lane farming and completely ignoring this situation, guess what's going to happen? He's going to get upset and he's probably not going to want to gank your lane anymore because he's going to feel that you just don't care. Tip number 5 is objective timers and grouping. If you haven't noticed already, there are key objectives scattered all across the jungle in League of Legends, including the Rift, Dragons, and eventually Baron. All of these objectives play a key role when it comes to helping your team win a game. If you get Rift, your jungler can set it off in your lane, and it can pretty much annihilate a tower in almost one shot. When it comes to Dragon, each one has a different buff, and they really help with team fights, as your entire team is going to get that buff and have that slight advantage over the enemies. And finally, Baron not only enhances minions, but it also gives the entire team a huge buff. So make sure you're actually keeping an eye out on those timers and grouping early. That way you have a better chance at actually defeating the enemy team and winning the objective. All right, everybody, that is it for this video. I know it was short and sweet, but honestly, if you can apply these 5 tips, I guarantee your win rate's going to go up through the roof, and overall, you're just going to have a better experience with League of Legends. If you haven't already, please leave a thumbs up and like the video, as that really helps my channel grow. Thank you for watching, and as always, peace.